Sometimes the simplest stories hold the biggest lessons. Today, we're going to crack open one of those. It's called The Rainbow Fruit Mystery. And trust me, it's a total masterclass in teamwork and solving tough problems. So let's dive right in.
So that leads us to the big question, right? How on earth can a simple story, with talking animals and magical fruit, how can that give us a real blueprint for solving complex, real-world problems? Well, the answer is pretty amazing. It's all about the story's structure and its surprisingly deep take on what makes a community tick.
Okay, so Section 1, a problem in paradise. And you know how it goes with all the best stories. Everything's perfect, until it's not. There's always a disturbance, a problem that just pops up out of nowhere.
So picture this, Animal Funland. It's this amazing place where a magical rainbow fruit tree is, well, it's the source of everything. We're talking energy, happiness, even the very colors of their world. So right from the jump, the stakes are incredibly high. This isn't just any tree, it's the heart of their entire world.
And then, boom, disaster strikes. Our friend Duck walks up to the tree, and it's totally bare. And his simple, panicked question, "Quack, where did the rainbow fruit go?" That's what kicks off the entire mystery. Just like that, their whole world is turned completely upside down.
All right, so you've got a huge problem. What do you need? A great team, right? Now, let's get into Section 2, the team assembles. This part is where the story's genius really starts to shine through.
First up, we have Elephant, and their reaction is pure raw emotion. Oh no, without rainbow fruit, Animal Funland will lose its colors. Elephant is basically the heart of this team, the one who makes sure everyone remembers why this matters so much.
And then you've got Rabbit, who's the complete opposite. All action, all energy. Let's solve the mystery. I'm very fast. Rabbit is the engine of the group, the one who's ready to just go, go, go and get things done. And just when they need it most, bam, the breakthrough. Parrot, who's basically their eyes in the sky, pipes up with a crucial clue. I saw something shiny near the hill this morning. All of a sudden, they have a lead. They have a direction.
So look at what we've got here. It's like the perfect team, a set of classic hero archetypes. You've got Duck, the alerter, who first spots the problem. Elephant, the empathizer, who understands the stakes. Rabbit, the action taker, driving the mission. And Parrot, the guide, who provides that critical piece of information. Put them all together, and you've got a flawless problem-solving machine.
Okay, Section 3, an unexpected discovery. The team's got a lead. They're on the move. But what they're about to find is, well, it's not at all what they were expecting. This is a discovery that's going to change absolutely everything.
So they follow the clue and they find a little baby monkey. And this tiny monkey just looks at them and says, "I'm sorry, I was hungry and didn't know it was special." And in that one moment, the whole story just flips. This isn't a crime story about a villain anymore. It's a story about a simple, honest misunderstanding.
And this right here is the pivot point. It's the story's biggest lesson, really. The true test of a community, of any group of people, isn't how you handle some big, bad villain. It's how you handle need, how you deal with someone who made a mistake out of desperation. Now that's a much deeper, much more powerful message.
So, what happens next? What does the community do now? Well, their solution is, it's just a beautiful model of what collaboration and forgiveness look like in action. Let's get into it with Section 4, the power of a solution.
And it all starts with Duck. Remember, Duck was the one who kicked this whole thing off, the one who sounded the alarm. But instead of being angry or pointing fingers, Duck just says, "It's okay, we can share." And that one simple line, it changes the entire dynamic. And from that one moment of kindness, everything else follows. It's like this perfect 4-step process for building a stronger community. First, you forgive. You offer understanding instead of blame. Then, you carry. You share the burden and help those who need it. Third, you plant. You invest in the future so this doesn't happen again. And finally, you celebrate. You reinforce those community bonds with joy. It's so simple, but wow, is it powerful. And just look at the result. Before, they had an empty tree, a community filled with worry and scarcity, their colors literally fading. But after, they have a bigger tree. They have happiness and abundance. Their colors are brighter than ever. See, they didn't just solve a problem. They actually used it as an opportunity to grow and become even stronger.
So what's the big takeaway from all of this? What's the core lesson here? Let's wrap it all up in our final section, number 5, the moral of the fruit.
The story spells it out pretty clearly at the end. Sharing makes everything better,
and teamwork solves problems. And it might sound kind of simple, but after seeing everything this little community went through, you realize those words aren't just a platitude. They have real weight, real power.
So let's think about this for a second. What is the rainbow fruit really? It's a metaphor, right? It stands for any resource that a community shares. It could be something tangible, like food from a community garden. Or it could be knowledge being passed between coworkers. Or maybe it's the emotional support you give a neighbor who's having a tough time. It could even just be pure joy at a street festival. And here's the magic of the story's lesson. When you share these things, they don't get depleted. They actually get amplified. They grow.
And that's really what I want to leave you with. It brings us to a final question, a question for you to think about. What's the rainbow fruit in your own community? In your workplace, your neighborhood, your family? And more importantly, how can you be a part of sharing it?